item, agenda item. Do you want to talk to them and maybe they're confused? Maybe it's next week. Do you have something in the commission? No? Go ahead and check before we get started, just to make sure. Wait for somebody to sit. Make sure we don't. Just have somebody. We want to make sure that they go to the right agenda. So make sure. Okay, we got one here too. Got the whole crew. We'll get started here shortly. Okay. Okay. All right. This shows, the clock shows right now. It is 6:33 p.m. So we'll go ahead and get started. Paula, if you can go ahead and take care of the roll call, please.
District 2 Alderman Richard Hughes.
Here.
District 3 Alderman David Emery.
Here.
District 4 Alderman Michael Rodriguez.
Here.
District 1 Alderman Miguel Aguirre and District 5 Alderman Matthew Martinez are absent.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you can please rise for our Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll jump into item number 4. This is Citizens to be Heard. This is the opportunity for citizens, visitors, and guests to address the City Council on any issue or any item on the agenda in compliance with LGC Section 551.007. City Council may not discuss any presented issue, nor may any action be taken on any issue at this time. Citizens to be heard are limited to 3 minutes each. Attorney General Opinion JC0169. Paula, we did not have anybody signed up. Is that correct? But I'll still just go ahead and ask, is there anybody that needs to speak in the Citizens to be Heard section? Going once, going twice. Okay, now if you can please annotate no comments on item 4. Let's go ahead and move on to number 5. This is consent agenda. Consider the approval of the minutes. And we have March the 24th, 2025, and March 26th, 2025, a special meeting.
Mayor, I'd like to start by making a motion to approve consent agenda for March the 24th, 2025, and March the 26th, 2025.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second? Second? Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Appreciate that, Council. Let's go ahead and move on to B. Consider the approval of payment of bills.
Mayor, I'd like to start by making a motion to approve the bills as presented.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Do we have a second? Okay, thank you. Any further discussion on the bills?
I have just a question, curiosity question. On the fireworks, $7,000, that seems low. Are we getting a bargain on that?
Down payment, sir. That's half, and then we pay the other half.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that helps him just buy them, and then we
Okay, good, because I just remember in the past it was higher than that, and I thought, hey, we're getting a break here. Okay.
Nope.
One, two, three.
No.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All yeas. Let's go ahead and move on into the open session. Take action on items discussed. A, consideration and possible action concerning a preliminary and final plat of the Alderete Gutierrez subdivision being 0.49 acres, establishing lot 40 and 41, being of a portion block 40, lot 40, Lytle, San Antonio Irrigated Farm subdivision, as shown in plat recorded on sheet 28-B, new plat cabinet, Atascosa, Texas, and all the lots 25, 26, and 27 of SG Cross subdivision as shown on plat recorded on sheet 54-A1, new plat cabinet in City of Lido, Atascosa County, Texas. Zach?
All right, so Mayor and Council, this item was tabled at your last council meeting on March 24th. Since then, Rakowitz Engineering, representing the client, has added a couple different things based on that conversation. They added a notation on the two lots showing potential access locations, and then referencing a note that they added, note 10, which basically reads that access to lots 40 and 41 must come from Newton Drive. Access location shown is for representation only, and final access location shall be confirmed with the City of Lytle. And they also, in reference to the existing utility meters, added a general note under number 11 that the existing utility meters shall be accessible to public works at all times, and building of any new habitable structure on any of these lots would necessitate the relocation of the meters to the right of way to make that easier. So I'm happy to entertain any questions. Of course, Rakowitz is here as well. Corey with Rakowitz to answer any questions.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate it. It looks good. Council, any questions on that? Nothing at all? I don't have any questions. Can I?
I'm sorry. So the location of the drive, we were talking about the easement, and we were talking about the short street.
Yeah, short street.
Yet I understand that there is not going to be any formal drawing entry for it, so just the notation is sufficient?
Yes, well, in a sense, it's very specific that it says it must come from Newton Drive,
Right.
right there, item number 10.
Okay. That's good enough?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Council?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion
Okay,
that we approve agenda item, this agenda item, approving the preliminary final plat as presented.
Alderete Gutierrez subdivision. Okay. A motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it, Mayor.
Yeah, second. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, all yeas. Appreciate all the adjustments and everything. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, sir. Spot on. Appreciate it, Corey. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at item B, consideration and possible action concerning resolution number 25-19, a resolution of City Council of the City of Lytle, Texas, approving the terms and conditions of an engagement letter for the audit services by and between the City of Lytle, Texas, and Brooks Watson and Company, PLLC, for fiscal year ending September 30, 2025, providing for incorporation of preamble, authorizing the mayor to execute any and all documents necessary to effectuate such an agreement, and providing an effective date.
Pretty straightforward on this one, Mayor and Council. This is just the typical engagement letter that we would see from the auditing firm. Of course, this year we have selected to go with Brooks Watson and Company for this next year. And so the engagement letter is attached with this particular item. And the amount is in the amount of $33,995 and 0 cents. Obviously, that will be budgeted in the next fiscal budget to cover those costs. So nothing, no applicable dollars being spent at this time for this item. And that number does match what they presented in their bid documents to us. So.
Notice that they put a timeline on there and actually talked about, coming over in June, right?
Yes.
They had the timeline already established, June, October, then December, January to go ahead and perform the actual audit procedures.
That's correct. And so generally, they like to kind of split up the year. And so they would come in June as a part of that cost and, kind of do some initial prep work and see some of the beginning of the year. And then coming back in the normal time that we normally see, the last auditor coming in that December, January timeframe to finalize everything and get it squared away. So.
All right, council?
Mayor, I'd move that we approve resolution number 25-19 as presented with the effective date of today, April 14th, 2025.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Does there need to be a statement in there not to exceed that amount?
I don't think it hurts. So, I mean,
Okay.
it's not required, but I don't think it
amend?
hurts.
Yes, where's the dollar amount?
33,995.
Right, and then my motion to include that the amount charged will not be higher than $33,995.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Got a second? Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All yeas. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, council. Moving along, let's go ahead and take care of item number C. Consideration and possible action concerning resolution number 25-20, a resolution in City Council, City of Lytle, Texas, approving the terms and conditions of an agreement by and between the City of Lytle, Texas, and Cobb Finley and Associates for task order number 1 regarding an update to the city's water and sewer mapping for purposes of updating the city's capital improvement plan, the CIP, providing for incorporation of preamble, authorizing the city administrator to execute any and all documents necessary to effectuate such an agreement, and providing an effective date. Zach?
All right, so Mayor and Council, I've asked Cobb Finley to produce this particular task order. One of the projects, if y'all recall, was updating our capital improvement plan. And so as a part of that, they're kind of, after speaking with them, looking at it kind of in two phases. And this first part would be to do some general mapping of our existing water and sewer system so that they can model our system appropriately to determine truly where we need to go future-wise with our infrastructure projects. So the cost is there for $11,500 as a part of this, and because it is regarding CIP, we can use existing impact fees to cover the cost. So that's where proposing to take that from.
Is that part of the funding that you noted?
Yes, that is.
Yeah, and this is one of those documents that is required not only for operational purposes, but also for planning purposes, especially if we're looking at some sort of obligations for funding and different things like that. You need to include on that as part of the plan to support whatever it is that we're trying to do.
And this is part of our existing system.
Yeah, so we have a current CIP. This would be an update to that. It's typical every 3 to 5 years you would update that as we go.
So the current one, is it digital or?
We have both. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We have both.
All right, Mayor, I make a motion.
Okay.
That we approve resolution 25-20 as presented with today's date effective 14th of April 2025 for an amount not to exceed $11,500.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I'll second that, Mayor.
Got a second? Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All yeas. All right, thank you. Appreciate that, council. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to D, consideration and possible action concerning resolution number 25-21, a resolution, City Council, City of Lytle, Texas, approving the terms and conditions of an agreement by and between the City of Lytle, Texas, and Kimberly Horn and Associates for individual project order number 25-13-001 regarding an interactive map maintenance and GIS support providing for incorporation of preamble, authorizing the city administrator to execute any and all documents necessary to effectuate such an agreement and providing an effective date.
All right, so Mayor and Council, under our former city administrator, Matt Deer, he brought in Kimley Horn to do up our zoning map in our GIS system and just have some general updates. And as that kind of the costs associated with that have kind of ended, we've expended everything out of there, but obviously we're continuing to make updates into the GIS system. They were able to incorporate all the changes from last year with any zoning changes or anything like that, but that expended everything that was there. And so this would be a contract to basically suffice for going forward as we make changes. It is on an ad needed basis. So they put a hourly rate in there based on that, but obviously, we may not expend that fully in the year. Stephen Anol is also here. Representing Kimley Horn. He is our main point of contact that we'll have going forward with Kimley Horn on any projects. So
Awesome.
obviously, if you have any questions for that, he'd be happy to answer.
Is there an end date on it, or is it open?
I said,
I
well,
think
the pricing, it says that it's effective till the end of December this year.
correct. Yeah, effective through because their rates will change. Obviously, their rates, just like our attorneys' rates, could change, over time. So so this would be effective through December 31st. 2020. We may not expend it. We may expend only a portion of it. Yeah, we may not use it at all. So.
So we don't need a motion, not to exceed amount.
I think you could still put an amount to exceed that 17,000 that they listed, but ultimately,
Come back to us if you need to.
correct.
And get some more.
Yes, sir.
Kind of like a prepaid phone card, right?
In a way, yeah.
Putting
We're just
money
not
down.
putting anything until we need it.
Yeah, until we need it.
Yeah.
I think adding that not to exceed amount forces it to come back to council should it ever exceed.
If it actually exceeds that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. All right.
The, when was the original? That was last year?
I think it was actually 23, Matt, that you issued with.
Was it 23, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And this
in
would be
in that-
the first update?
I think they probably done some little ones here. and there.
Yes. Yeah, if
As
you,
part of the initial package and then.
yeah, if you recall those zoning changes that we had, like those 5 or 6 over on the park area and stuff, they did all those. They updated everything from last year.
Right.
Any zoning related issues, including the new subdivision that we annexed, showing that and the zoning associated with that. So, so all that's been, so right now we're just kind of in a holding pattern until any additional updates come.
But this will give us the opportunity to
Correct.
engage.
Correct.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion approving resolution number 25-21, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Lidle, Texas, approving terms and conditions of an agreement by and between the City of Lidle, Texas, and Kimberly Horn and Associates for individual project order number 25-13-001 regarding interactive map maintenance and GIS support, providing for incorporation of preamble, authorizing the city administrator to execute any before the provide effective date for the amount not to exceed $17,000 for effective date today of April the 14th, 2025.
Got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second? Second. Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All yeas. Thank you so much, council. Let's go ahead and keep moving on. E, consideration and possible action concerning resolution number 2522. A resolution of City Council, City of Lidle, Texas, approving the terms and conditions of an agreement by or between the City of Lidle, Texas, and TRC Engineers Incorporated for a task order regarding preparation of the TCEQ TRDES permit, providing for incorporation of preamble, authorizing the city administrator to execute any and all documents necessary to effectuate such an agreement and providing an effective date.
All right, so Mayor and Council, with this one, TRC has been tasked with updating our permit for the wastewater treatment plant, which is set to expire in July. And so there's some data and things like that that they need to pull together, and we've used them in the past to do that. And especially with their project of expanding the sewer plant eventually out there, we felt like TRC was probably the best engineer to do this particular task. So that's why it's before you all tonight. So they have already started, just because it does take a little bit of time. So
I make the motion there that we approve resolution number 25-22 as presented, with today's effective date, April 14th, 2025, and amount not to exceed $6,890.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second? Do I have a second? Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Yes, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Right. Let's go ahead and move on to F, consideration and possible action concerning resolution number 2523, a resolution, City Council, City of Lidle, Texas, approving the terms and conditions and agreement by or between the City of Lidle, Texas and TRC Engineers for a task order regarding 14930 Main Street replat, providing for incorporation of preamble, authorizing the city administrator to execute any and all documents necessary to effectuate such an agreement, and providing an effective date.
all right, so Mayor and Council, we had a request for demolition of a structure on this particular piece of property, but the way that the property is currently configured is that it's 3 different parcels, and so it would have left a non-conforming building. And in speaking with our city attorney, we felt there was really 2 options: that they could ask for a variance to go forward with demoing, but obviously that would take y'all's approval, or really to clean up the property. The best way would be to proceed with replatting those 3 lots into 1 lot, and obviously they have chosen to proceed with that particular route. And so this task order is just for TRC to review that plat, and just as we ask, every plat to come through, it is reviewed by them and then ultimately scheduled with P&Z for approval and then council. So
Can you very quickly tell us where 14930
it's the apartments that are right back here. The Pine Grove, I think, is what they're
right
called.
next to the parking store?
Yes. Yes.
In the funding issues, why is it indicated it's already budgeted?
That's the amount that we have that particular line item for engineering rebills, so that's why I stuck that there. They're ultimately paying us back, so that's where that's covered.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Okay, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 25-23, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Lidle, Texas, approving the terms and conditions of an agreement by and between the City of Lidle, Texas and TRC Engineering Incorporated for a task order regarding 14930 Main Street replat, providing for incorporation of preamble, authorizing the city administrator to execute all documents necessary to effectuate such an agreement, and to put a cap for the amount not to exceed $3,000 for effective date today of April the 14th, 2025.
Got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Right, thank you. All right. G,
The long one.
You may not want to read this whole county. Let's do it.
you sure? I've been given before longer than this.
It's up to you. It may not be necessary.
It's your call.
It's okay. I'll do it. Oh, get water. She has? Okay.
I can get a water.
Can you get her? While I read?
Yes.
Take your time.
Yes.
Okay, G, consideration and possible action concerning ordinance number 25-09, an ordinance City of Council, City of Lidle, declaring a public necessity to acquire real property interest for the Railroad McDonald Street 12-inch water main project, authorizing on appropriate action of the city and the institution of eminent domain proceedings if the properties cannot be acquired through dedication or a negotiated sale, authorizing on appropriate action by the city council staff, retaining attorneys and engineering and technical consultants and appraisals in the institution and prosecution of condemnation proceedings to acquire such a needed easements and temporary construction easements and related rights of ingress and egress that cannot be acquired through negotiation, ratification, ratifying, or affirming all acts and proceedings heretofore done, initiated by the employees, agents, and attorney of the city to acquire such property interest, including necessary acts for any applicable lien holders for such properties, authorizing all other lawful action necessary and incidental in such acquisitions and eminent domain proceedings to survey, specific, define, and secure the necessary interest in real property, declaring the sections of the ordinance to be servable one from the other in the event of a section of an ordinance is determined to be invalid, establishing an effective date, and finding and determining that that meeting at which this ordinance is passed was noted and is open to the public as required by law.
All right. So, Mayor and Council, this is for our 12-inch water line project along Railroad Street, continuing on to McDonald, and then a portion of 2790 on the opposite side of 35. So we have sent initial offers for some easements that we need to acquire along that because of the amount of utilities that are in this particular project where the water line is proposed. We just need some additional clearance. And so these easement documents have been sent out to those individuals. However, in the event that they do not accept the initial offer, then this gives us the ability to proceed with anything down the road. So that's really what this ordinance is giving us the ability to do.
The 12-inch line is going to be replacing the current.
Yes. Well, it'll be replacing.
It's a new loop,
It's
isn't
a
it?
new 12-inch line,
It's
but
a
there
new-
is they will be reconnected to this. There is
Yeah.
a 6 in some places, and yeah.
Right.
So, but it is a new 12. Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
And this is the one also that is going to this side of I-35, which is going to tie in or connect to the new water tower
Correct.
that is going to be on that side too.
Yeah.
So this is a good thing,
Yes.
something that we need.
Yeah, ideally, everybody that we sent letters to will accept the initial offer.
We've gotten one already. So.
And I'm sure there will be some follow-up.
Yep.
with them before we institute ratification proceedings. So.
And council, just a reminder, this is a priority on this is just because we're trying to get all this done before the sidewalk project
Yes.
comes
Yeah.
to fruition.
This is the one that we approved Ace Construction to do, which they're currently doing the one on 132 as well. So.
Without rereading the motion, I'd like to make a motion to approve, providing an effective date today of April the 14th, 2025.
Okay, can you just at least cover the ordinance number?
Yes, the ordinance number of 25-09, ordinance of the City of Council of the City of Lido declaring a public necessary acquire real estate interest for Railroad McDonald's Street 12-inch water main project.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Do I have a second? Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Oh, yeas. All right, time to get busy.
Thank you, all council.
Okay, let's go ahead and go into H, consideration and possible action concerning ordinance number 25-10, an ordinance amending Article 6, dangerous buildings of Chapter 8, buildings and building regulations to update and modify certain provisions relating to the abatement of substandard or dangerous structures.
All right, so Mayor and Council, this is really just a general cleanup of this particular chapter and specific article relating to dangerous buildings. I did send out earlier the clean version of it. I was going to include a red line, but as I started going through it, there was quite a lot of red, and I thought you'd get lost in that.
Yeah,
So
because it's such a huge section of the building, I did it as just a straight replacement. So we're repealing the entire existing article that was there and replacing it with what's written. So the red line would be just a big scratch out of the whole article. So this was last updated in I think like 2000.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. Just so council understands, chapter 214 of the Government Code is, sets out the authority for cities to regulate substandard buildings. And within that framework, there's not a ton of options, but there are a few important options. One of which is you're obligated to conduct this hearing before you can start your proceedings. And who is going to hold that hearing is kind of a decision. Municipal court, some cities will shift that to municipal court, and the judge operate in a civil capacity. But that would, shift the burden of the court staff. Some cities will have a building and standards commission, which would be a separate entity, so like a board of adjustment. I mean, some separate city board that would hear these hold these hearings. In this case, the simplest way to do it is just for city council to keep authority over this and hold the hearing, issue orders and whatnot. So that's how I set it up. If you want to decide something different, that could change. But the rest of the ordinance is really just clarifying. The original one referred to like a public officer, who I think was the city secretary, played like a huge role in being responsible for a lot of steps in the process. And that is pretty antiquated, so I got rid of that. It really should go through someone with familiarity with building codes, in this case, building official, which is whoever. Y'all have a lot of engineers to pick from now, but or if a third an engineer you haven't engaged in, this should be good. But it basically gives the city administrator authority to appoint somebody to that role, and then they would be the ones doing the inspections. And I believe it's currently on house.
We do. AOCA would be the one that would be doing that for our normal inspection services is included within their scope.
So it needs to be somebody familiar with all the actual building codes, fire codes.
And is it typical, especially for a town our size, to allow city council maintenance meetings?
It is, yeah, it's, cities do it different ways, but in a lot of cities, and how we all had it set up. First, city council was the building and standards commission, so, which I just personally am not a fan of, because it raises the odds that someone will miss a step in the agenda or the minutes or something. Y'all are really sitting as a separate body. You would recess the city council meeting. And
Yeah.
go to the meeting and the standards commission. I think that just adds.
Complicates the thing.
Yeah, complicates things. So, yeah, my recommendation is to strip that out of this.
Yeah, and this gets us updated.
Yeah.
Basically, that's the thing. We need to keep our documentation
Move
updated.
forward with it.
Make a motion to updated ordinance number 2510, an ordinance regarding building standards.
In other words, you want to, we don't want to update. We just want to go ahead and approve the ordinance 25-10, an ordinance
Not
amending.
updated, but
It was replacing the existing substandard building
Yeah.
regulation.
Yeah, it'd be a motion to approve the ordinance number 25-10 as presented is what you could say. Yeah.
Approve the ordinance number 25-10 as written. Statement.
And as presented.
As presented.
Okay, got a motion on the
I'll
floor.
second that motion.
A second? Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Austin, thank you so much for all your work on that, getting us up to speed with all that. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to I. This is a presentation of TDA Form A1024 CDBG Section 3 Goals and Concepts as related to the CDBG Program and Grant Contract CDV 23-0100.
All right, so Mayor and Council, I am required to do this presentation. It is, we were notified by our, thank you. We were notified by our GrantWorks representative that it was not completed, so we are completing it now. So that way we can continue with the funding of the project for the CDBG project off of 132. So I'll just run through it real quick. Obviously, you see the grant contract number there, CDV 23-0100. The award amount was for $525,000. It is for general water improvements. This is the 12-inch line, like I said, on 132, a new 12-inch line running from about a little past Gray Street, closer to 2790 to all the way down to the creek, and then jumping on the other side of the creek all the way to right before or across from the entrance to Coal Mine. So, obviously, it is a community development block grant, and the two departments obviously funding this is the Department of Housing and Urban Development and TDA, which is Texas Department of Agriculture. So HUD puts out the money, it goes through TDA. TDA is where we ultimately got the money from and selected through the CDBG program. Obviously, as a condition of funding, we have to comply with Section 3 of the Housing and Urban Development Act of 1968. And what this means is, to the greatest extent feasible, grant recipients must direct economic opportunities generated by CDBG funds to low and very low income persons. This particular project was selected because it does cover those particular parameters. So that's why this area was selected for the project. And again, this just means also that Section 3 businesses have the information to submit a bid or proposal for the project, and Section 3 workers have information about any available job opportunities related to the project. There is a board out on the site which has a lot of this information listed as well. And so that's where some of those requirements come from, so that people understand what's going on and where they can find information about any job-related opportunity as part of the project. How a company qualifies is listed here. So it can be owned by a low-income person, owned by Section 8 assisted housing residents, or 75% of all labor hours for the business in a 3-month period are performed by Section 3 workers. And then the website where that can be found is listed there. Project is expected to include obviously the following contracting opportunities. So grant administration services, that was GrantWorks was selected for that. Engineering services was a group, WTC, out of Austin. It was an original group that they were bought out by WTC. And if you recall, back in early 2024, we actually amended and had a resolution to amend WTC taking that project over. And then obviously it should be listed here, but at the time this presentation was sent, we had not selected the prime contractor for it, but Ace Construction has been since obviously selected. So, and this just goes over additionally how you can qualify as a Section 3 worker, annual income thresholds, as well as being a current or recent youth build participant, and then any more information associated with that on workintexas.com. This just shows the area in the nearby vicinity where targeted for Section 3 workers. So this was all set out. And all of this was part of when the bid went out. All these requirements were listed in there, and obviously trying to send to hub-related businesses and all that kind of stuff as required. So, and it's just, again, all the hours are tracked on this project in these 3 different categories, and then ultimately goes through TDA's website where the draws are ultimately submitted, and then we pay according to those draws once they're submitted. And here is the policy insurance, and obviously I am the local contact for the project. So that's it. So again, just something I had to run through as required. They had to see it on the agenda, had to go through the presentation. And so obviously the project is advancing fairly rapidly. They're moving and going. They're about at just past Gray Street, or just right at Gray Street right now. So, and they've already done all the way from Diaz all the way up. So they're moving and going.
I hadn't noticed how they dealing with the creek there. They're going over it, under it.
So they're gonna stop at the creek. and then they jump to the other side. So we will connect to what the existing pipe running with the creek. The problem with that, the reason that was done is because the cost was so costly to do anything on that creek because of floodplain concerns and everything like that. So correct. So, and then at some point, if we want to go back and take care of that section, we can. But as a part of this project, because of the funds available, it's just too costly.
This awarded amount, 525. What
Yes.
percentage of the project would that cover?
So, we are, that is the full project cost, or what was awarded. We are only responsible for, I think, 5% of that, which equates to about 25,000. And then any overage, we would also be responsible for. So that's our cost, and then everything else is covered by the grant.
Thank you.
Anything else, Council? Appreciate that, Zach, for the presentation. And Matt, thank you. I know you had your fingers on this when we first started the journey. So appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay. All right. If we don't have anything else on that, let's go ahead and move on to number 7. This is department reports. And the first one that we have is Animal Care and Control Department report. All right.
Good evening, Mayor, Council.
All good?
I'm
You
here
can
to
give her
give
the.
reports for the shelter. Okay. I'm nervous, by the way.
You are not nervous. You do not worry about it. You just talk to us like you normally talk. You'll be okay.
Okay,
You'll
so
be okay.
I'm gonna give the numbers for the shelter. For service, the calls for service, which is 14. 2 traps were set. Animals euthanized 0. Animal surrender 1. Animals returned to owner 2. Animal intake 18. Adoptions 1. Animal count 24 dogs, 11 cats. Transfer to rescue, March 3rd, 2 dogs to 4 Little Paws Rescue. March 3rd, 1 dog to Roxy's Canine Rescue. March 28th, 5 puppies and a mom to 4 Little Paws Rescue. Bella's Pantry, March 29th, 2025, 73 pet owners received food. 3 new owners. First person in line at 1:48 a.m., Lytle, 21. Atascosa, 14. Somerset, 7. Divine, 12. Natalia, 15. Pearsall, 4. Castroville, 1. Hondo, 1. Bigfoot, 1. Events, March 14th and 15th, Dragonfly Veterinary Clinic. March 15th, Spring Fling Adoption Event, Bake Sale, Lytle Animal Allies, and Lytle Animal Care and Control. March 27th, donations delivered by Natalia ISD, elementary students. March 29th, Bella's Pantry, 73 clients. And here are the pictures of the kids from Natalia. They had a good time. They were really happy. They met some of the animals there, so it was fun.
Pete is shouting, so it must be somebody he knows in that picture.
Upcoming events, tentative adoption event at Tractor Supply in Castroville. I'll be calling them tomorrow, so hopefully it'll be soon. Dragonfly Veterinary Clinic, April 4th. Bella's Pantry, April 26th.
Right.
Any
Wait.
questions?
Council?
No.
No, we appreciate everything you're doing. I know the numbers went up a little bit where we
Yeah.
were, but
Well,
I know
right
you
now
did some
in the
work.
shelter, I wrote some notes.
Okay.
So, in the shelter, I counted. Let's see. Sorry. 14 dogs in the shelter right now.
Oh, okay. So it's
Yeah.
gone down.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
5
That's-
cats and 8 kittens. But yeah, it's getting better.
Well, good
I
job.
have 2 leaving on Thursday to New Jersey. So
New
that'll
Jersey.
Yeah.
What type of dogs are they?
one
Mix or-
retriever mix and the other puppy. She's like a blue lacy mix.
Okay.
So that'll
Yeah.
drop it down to 12.
Yep. And then you had Sophia.
Sophie.
Sophie.
The St. Bernard?
Yeah.
Yeah, she went to Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
She was beautiful.
no, it worked out really good. Well, Council, the other thing too, just so you know, yeah, somebody remind me, I'm looking at her, that this week we actually celebrate Animal Care and Control Officer Week. So
Thank
to you and the whole staff, please pass on our best wishes
Thank
for
you so much.
everything that you guys do.
Thank you.
We really, really appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
So. I got to spare this, so I'm going to take advantage since our daughter is here. Sorry, Pete. Sorry, Pete. You're welcome. It's all good. All good. We'll find out the rest at the end of the meeting that goes along with that. Pete is all, he's sad. I know. It's all good. All right. Let's see. Cassandra, library. Why are you coming up here? It looks like they were working on your driveway, huh?
Yes, they didn't tell us they were going to close it, and we got there one day and it was closed, and we're like, oh, okay. So, yeah, but it took them, I guess, the whole week to do it. And then I said, are you going to keep it closed until next week? Because it's still wet. Oh, yeah, we're going to keep it closed till next week. And they had left it open. I was like, okay, let me go put
Well, just make sure we communicate. And if we need to get with TxDOT, we need to tell them because that's the stuff that they're supposed to
Yeah.
tell us.
Well, normally they would tell us, that foreman would come and tell us, but just from one day to the next, they'd closed it and didn't tell us.
Yeah, well,
We're just, okay,
It's at the other end of the entrance.
yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's kind of awkward to go
Yeah.
the other way,
Yeah,
too.
sure.
We had 114 computer users. We're still working on the new computers. He still has 2 more to bring, but they still need a couple of things in order for them to get everything to be up and running. We had 85 kid computer usage, and then there was 1,539 checkouts. This is going up slowly, but I think it's because everybody's still getting used to it. And then there's a hold on purchases right now because of all of the museum of like grants they're not allowing to purchase. So we have a chance to purchase now. So I'm just waiting for them to set up our account so we can purchase more books for the
Good.
e-reader. And we had 13 new accounts, 28 renewals on the library cards, and April made 33 cards. And it's still story time, but we're going to change our library crochet group to like crochet or craft with us. So we'll start that in May probably.
Crafts with us.
Yeah, it's gonna craft with us. So it'll start in May instead of I changed it before I had already sent this out. So okay, and then I had a county board meeting in Poteet in March, and then I attended the TLA conference in Dallas, April the 31st through the 5th. So
How was that?
it was good. It was actually I'd never been to the Dallas one. You
Mhm.
know, so it was really different. And the last time I'd been to Dallas was like 29 years ago, and we
Oh.
flew there, so I didn't remember the drive, of course, because we flew.
I
So
think JR was still alive. No, listen, who shot JR? I know, right? Remember the old TV
yeah,
show?
so it was really nice. I think I did more, got more information on the floor where all the vendors were than they'd had sessions because it was a lot more for like school librarians. There wasn't, and we, make up more than the school librarians, but still, that's okay. We like
Was it the Atascosa group you went with?
It was
So it was
3 of us, yes, from
Oh, good.
Atascosa. Actually, I rode to one of their houses and we carpooled to make it easier so that we wouldn't have to take, because then you have to pay for like, multiple cars. And so it's just easier to carpool. And
Good.
So
Good.
And we're still working on this. Since Virginia started, she's been helping out more. So it's getting it done a little bit faster.
Good.
And still offering the curbside. This is the calendar for for March. So the left side, I think that was like Irish American Heritage, and of course St. Patrick's Day, and then Dr. Seuss Day, and then I think that one it was Craft Month, and on that right side Texas History Month, and then the left side Women's History Month, and then of course we celebrated Vita Girl. The kids got to take the beads home, and then it was Mario and Barbie Day, one from one day to the next. So Barbie was on the 9th, and Mario was on the 10th. So the kids wanted to. I'm like, no, you can't take the stuff home. You can look at you can check the books out, but the Barbie and Mario have to stay there.
You were playing the song
Yeah,
in the
they-
background, right?
Oh no, I don't
No,
have this.
okay.
Actually, there's on the computer when they check out, you can hear that noise.
You could hear the noise.
Yeah. That's about it. Any questions?
Council?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Please keep us informed, okay? Let us know if we need to help you out. Thank you. All right.
Good afternoon, Council. Okay. So for work orders this month or last month, we had a total of 67. 45 were water. New meters installed, we had 15. It says 0 main breaks, but we had one. We had the one in Saddle Ridge that crews came in, fixed it the next day before noon. Replaced meters, we had 2. 0 service lines, 0 angle stops, 1 meter washer, 2 service line leaks, and 2 customer leaks. So for the rereads, we had last month we had 13 customer requests and then 10 for the city requests. Sewer main stoppages, we had one. It's the same one, Mr. Mayor. I took pictures this time. I need to get them to you.
And you guys had a meeting last week, right?
Yes, sir, we did.
Okay.
Or I believe Pete did.
Good.
Then we had 0 customer side sewer stoppages. Miscellaneous work orders, we had the finals to shut them off. We had 9 of them. For the new H2Os to install meters, we had 4. We had 0 on the cutoff, 0 on the reconnect, and then we had the 9 miscellaneous. So the current leaks, as y'all can see from that paper, we don't have that 13 no more. We're down to 1. So that's going to be the coal mine across from the park. We already have a plan in play of when we're going to do that one. So as of right now, that's the only leak.
So the one that is over here by the mobile home park?
That one we just got wind of last week.
Okay.
And that one is,
That's still open?
yes, sir, that's still open as of right now. That's a leak that's been previously fixed. It's just leaking again. So I'm going to wind up having to replace it. Yes, sir.
So when do you plan on doing a coal mine?
Whenever they shut down the water for that 132, when they're running that main line, we're going to actually do it while they have the water already off.
Getting calls on that one, sir.
Yeah, so that one is going to be, it should be a plug and play. I'm going to replace that whole section.
That way we don't have to shut off twice. So they'll shut it off one of the persons over 132.
We can avoid notifications, stuff like that, because they're going to have it off at the time being.
And you said that with the time that they're going to do with the turnover, you should have plenty of time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm just going to cut
So-
out, plug in.
So that's the reason why. So any of the residents, just make sure we communicate. If we need to get together with them, let's go ahead and talk to them.
Then if you want notification for, especially all right there, I can get paperwork printed out for it.
Is that just a seeping type leak? It's not.
Yes, sir. It's a seeping type.
No.
No, sir. It's nothing crazy. Not like we're used to. No, sir. So it's her water usage and reduction, same as last month or the month before. Let's see. That one I couldn't describe to you, to be honest with you. That's the same as the month before as well.
Not authorized.
Oop, that's yours, Matt.
Oop, oop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Any questions for us? They told me not to take long like Richie. I just try not to.
No. Questions at all?
Yeah, the customer rereads, is there a way we can notate customer charge out? Where they have to pay?
Yeah, going forward, well, obviously this was from March.
Yeah, I mean, but if we can make a notation of only when it occurs.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. We do have some repeat people.
Yeah, because on that charge out, that would be good for us to know that, okay, out of those 5 rereads or,
We're legit. we're
Right.
not.
thank you.
Any other questions?
Richard? Anything else? Okay.
You'll catch me afterwards, right?
Appreciate everything you guys are doing.
Yes, sir.
Keep it up. Okay.
It's not us. It's Pete.
So let's take care. That'll be bueno.
Good evening. This is pretty old data. It's been up on the city's, on the police department's main page for a while, so I'll breeze through it. Calls for service 221. The other numbers are pretty normal for us as we push through. Citations issued 240. There's the breakdown on what was all issued. Pie chart. Adult arrest, typical adult arrest of your agency here. I mean, we're always out there arresting people. Interesting one is on the 26th. We had the 25th, we had a walk-in that followed that report. It was severe enough, and we had enough evidence and consulted the DA. We walked a warrant that day and picked the gentleman up the very next day. Mental health stuff, it's prevalent, so we're picking up. We were at Camino Real twice today. Different activities, meetings, stuff like that. They're always out there. We're always busy. If you want us to attend, please call us. We'll be more than happy to go talk to you. Class C's, or I'm sorry, not Class C's, criminal cases filed. 5 in Atascosa on 5 charges. The DA in Atascosa, 1 with 2 charges. Nothing in Medina. There's your human resource allocations. That is it. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Yeah, I'm curious on the pie chart, we show the equipment violations. Is that, you're going to pay a little bit more attention now that they're not doing the inspections, the state inspections?
They're all the same to us.
Are they
We
kind of
can't
obvious?
change it. I don't know if they're obvious. We had so many equipment violations before. It was very easy if you had equipment violations on your vehicle to still get a state inspection, to be
Yeah,
honest with you. So
yeah. Well, I mean, without the requirement now, I would imagine it's probably going to increase. If people aren't required to make these changes yearly, those that follow the world, the rules.
we will see. I don't know, and Austin can probably speak with you. I mean, I don't know if we'll see a big influx or intake that you could say that is because inspections went away. I think we're just still going to have, because I got my car inspected, everything worked. It was today that tail light went out. It was today that my muffler fell off. My windows got tinted yesterday. You know, that's what we're running.
I'll just add that there's a population of folks where the issue with registration was the inspection, but it's also the cost associated with getting this thing fixed.
Right.
They're still in the same boat. You know, they're still not getting this fixed now. You know, because they're not getting it.
Yeah.
And then that's the people that were picked up for no expired registration as well as.
Yeah, that one, the registration was 29%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people with the registrations are people that never renewed it. So
Thank you.
How's Poteet?
busy, but it wasn't bad. I was in the golf cart the whole weekend. So I had it easy.
So that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I had it easy.
I know. It seemed like there was a lot of people going over that way.
It was.
So busy times. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. We're doing good, council. Let's go ahead and move on to item number 8. This executive session. The city council, City of Lidle may convene an executive session in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Section 551.071, consultation with attorney to discuss and consider the following items. A, discussion concerning status of Lidle Farms PID and Lidle State subdivision. And B, discussion concerning pending litigation and civil citation filed with Atascosa County District Court. It is 7:27.